Have you ever wondered if all that effort that you're putting into marketing and lead generation is really working? Does it really bring in the kind of clients and prospects you're looking for? Sometimes it's hard to know, but we're going to tell you how in just a minute. Hi, I'm Victoria Downing, and welcome to this week's Power Tips, where we talk about tips, tactics, and techniques to help you build a strong, profitable remodeling company. If you're serious about developing a marketing program that attracts the leads, the kind of prospects, the kinds of projects that you really want for your remodeling business, one of the most important things you can do is to track the marketing tactics that you're putting out onto the streets. As business management expert Peter Drucker said, what's measured improves. So we have to measure the results we're getting now and work to continually improve it. So how do you know what's working and what's not? We'll start out by keeping track of all of the activities on a spreadsheet, making it easy to add, compile, develop percentages, and so on. So here's the information to put on the spreadsheet. Here's the list of items to include. The tactics. List all the tactics you're using over the course of the year. As you're adding new ones, put them on the list. The dollars that you're spending on each tactic. The number of total leads that you need for each month. You can even break it down into week if you're doing that many jobs. What we really want to see is what the cost per lead is and the cost per sale. So we'll be able to calculate that with this information on the database. Next, include the number of leads that you have actually generated from each tactic. I want you to track the number of leads in each category that turn into qualified prospects, meaning that you feel they are worthy for you to go spend time with them in a face-to-face meeting. Next, track the number of qualified leads that actually turn into clients, into customers who buy something. Now, if you're a design build company, more than likely they're going to be buying a feasibility study or design development or something like that as that first step. Another thing to do, once you've developed the spreadsheet and you're tracking these specific statistics, track every call that comes in the door. A big mistake I see is that remodeling company staff or owners oftentimes will take a call. It won't be a prospect for the company. They might even want a service that you don't provide. And you pass them along to someone else, or you say thank you, but no thank you, we're not the right company for you. And then those leads aren't tracked. But you have to track every call to make sure that your marketing is pulling the right kinds of people into your world and that you're able to sell them on what you have to offer. So, Mark, the guy behind the camera, the annoying one, yeah, him. We have this ongoing discussion about this because I want you to ask how the prospect heard about you. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to tell you the thing that's happened most recently, more than likely. So they might say, oh, my neighbor told me about your company last week at our neighborhood cookout. Well, that's great, but Mark feels that that's not really reliable because they could have been reading your newsletter for 6 months. They might have seen your booth at a home show. They might have received a mailing from you. All those marketing tactics led up to the fact that they finally picked up the phone and called you. But for most of us, or most of you, it's very difficult to get back to maybe the very original source of how they heard about you. So asking them, getting the information that the neighbor at the cookout mentioned your company and referred you is still very valid information. It gives you a starting point with which to work. Once you start to collect this information, review this spreadsheet weekly. By reviewing it weekly, you have time to ramp up marketing quickly, put together some new marketing tactics if you see that you're falling behind your monthly goal. The reason I like monthly goals is it helps deliver some consistency to the year instead of having spikes of leads one month and no leads the next month. Keep in mind, marketing is an investment and it can take a little bit of time to really get rocking and rolling here. So you don't want to be rash about going in and out of marketing tactics. Monitor it weekly. Ramp up a little bit here and there if you need to meet monthly goals, but quarterly, look for trends. Quarterly would be about the time that you'd want to make any significant changes in your marketing plan and not before that. We don't want to ruin the momentum that you're just starting to build in some of these marketing tactics. Now, here are some typical statistics to take a look at. If 10 leads come in the door, typically 7 or 8 of those leads will be real prospects, qualified prospects that have the wherewithal, that want the services you offer, and are willing to invest in the kind of experience you provide. Of those prospects, typically about 20% turn into clients. Now, if you're design build, then your first step to turning them into clients might be a feasibility study or a design agreement or design development. So about 20% of those people will turn into clients for your company, and those are pretty darn good statistics. The last step in tracking and monitoring your marketing is to keep an eye on it, tweak your marketing. As I said, look at it quarterly, look for trends. And this is the part that was not going to be easy to say, and it's not. Tweak it, track it, repeat. It's a cycle. You'll constantly be looking at the feedback loop, using this information to improve, improve, improve. Not only will you start to see the quality of the prospects improving as you pay attention to these statistics, you may also see your close ratio improving, getting to more of a 30% close ratio on the prospects that come in the door. That's what we're talking about. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you being here to watch Power Tips. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe in the box there. We told you that one of the first steps is to build yourself a spreadsheet. Well, we put together one for you. One you can give a shot, get you started, and you can download that below. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you next time. So how do you learn what works and what doesn't? Well, first of all, you have to create a spreadsheet in order to track the results. So on this spreadsheet, you're going to Here's the list of things that you should include on the spreadsheet. Ching, 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 ching. No? You're the producer, so.
You're the producer.
Yeah, you tell me. Okay. First of all, list all the tactics that you're using at any point in time over the course of the year, and then list the number of months going across. In each month, oh, itchy.